/live-video. Please silence all cell phones while in council chambers. At this time, we will now have the presentation of the colors by the CAM, Pipes and Drums, and the Morrisville Honor Guard. If everyone would please stand and face the flag.
Morrisville Honor Guard, CAM, Pipes and Drums. Right, quick, hard. Close. Ready, two. Raise it. On. Order. On. Ready, face. Forward. Arch.
Will you please remain standing and join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to recognize Councilmember Rabadi for tonight's invocation.
Thank you, Mayor. Don't get angry or enraged or insulted. Rise above. Flick your light back on and shine it brighter than ever, and fall so deeply in love with your own life that anyone who tried to wrong you becomes a distant memory. Tonight, 4 of our 7 take an oath to choose town over self, to do the right thing even when it's not popular, to make people supporters and not, sometimes a little bit unhappy, to make each other sometimes a little bit unhappy. They take an oath to rise. A grateful town thanks them and wishes them well.
Thank you very much. Sergeant Penland has been a law enforcement officer for 21 years and is currently assigned to the Field Operations Division. He is our Sergeant at Arms this evening. We really appreciate you being here, sir. At this time, we also welcome our other special guests present for tonight's meeting. Seated here in the front, We have Chris Haggerty from Wake County Public School System Board of Education. We have Representative Gail Adcock, NC State House of Representatives. Representative Joe John, NC State House of Representatives. Senator Jay Chowdhury, NC State Senate. Senator Wiley Nickel, NC State Senate. Vicki Adamson, Wake County Board of Commissioners. Commissioner James West from the Wake County Board of Commissioners. And Caroline Spencer from Deborah Ross's office from the U.S. House of Representatives is seated in the back of the room. We welcome you all for being part of this special occasion tonight. Thank you so much. And Maria Cervenia is also here. She's a Wake County Commissioner, and I apologize for skipping over you. She is a good friend, so I apologize for that. Is there anyone else that I may have missed? Okay. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. Before we adopt tonight's agenda, Town Council policy is to review and ensure there are no conflicts of interest or appearance of conflict of interest with any items on the agenda. Would any council member like to share anything at this time? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion and a second to adopt this evening's agenda?
I make a motion we adopt this evening's agenda.
I second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That carries 7-0 unanimously. There are 6 items on tonight's consent agenda: a resolution for declaration of results of bond referendum, a resolution appointing the chair and vice chair of the Planning and Zoning Board, adoption of Town Council 2022 meeting calendar, a resolution to unseal various closed session minutes, and approval of the November meeting minutes. Would any council member like to move any item off the consent agenda for separate discussion? Seeing none, is there a motion and second to adopt the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That also carries unanimously, 7-0. We have one presentation tonight, a proclamation recognizing the Hindu Society of North Carolina. Councilmember Garamella will read the proclamation.
Thanks, Mayor. This is a proclamation recognizing Hindu Society of North Carolina. Whereas the Hindu Society of North Carolina, HSNC, is an umbrella organization for various Hindu and aligned religious, social, and cultural communities. HSNC provides a worship and practice Hindu religion. With the help of HSNC, the facilities, activates, and the full current and future generation religious, cultural, linguistic, educational, and spiritual needs while promoting India's rich heritage. And whereas HSNC has called Morrisville its home since 1987 and has always embraced its working relationship with the town of Morrisville, often including town of Morrisville elected officials and staff in many of its activities such as Indian Independence Day, Ganesh Chaturthi, Navratri, Dasara, Holi. In 2015, the town of Morrisville held a regular town council meeting at HSNC to further foster the strengthening of collaborative relationship with the town. HSNC founders Dr. G.D. Sharma, Mrs. Saroj Sharma, Arvind Shah, and other members have been active and supportive members of Morrisville community for many years and helped to work the town staff understand and collaborate with the Indian community. Whereas HSNC is an avid supporter of Morrisville activities and events, HSNC Activity Center has been used as a voting precinct, supported East Meets West Festival, hosted blood drives, walkathons, and yogathons for mental and physical well-being, food programs, and youth camps. HSNC is a significant contributor to our community. And whereas in March of 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic changed our everyday lives, HSNC's response was immediate, with outreach to support the town's first responders by providing face mask covering, sanitizers, and with many meals to our staff. As quickly as possible, HSNC began allowing access to its site to provide drive-through COVID-19 testings, and perhaps HSNC's most significant contribution was the recent coordination of multiple vaccination clinics open to the entire Morrisville community. Now, therefore, I, Councilmember Satish Garamella, do hereby recognize HSNC of North Carolina and volunteers named below for many of their contributions to the town of Morrisville and their enhanced effort since onset of COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. HSNC Food Program, which has delivered close to 70,000 meals to Wake County Human Services in Cary and Morrisville, Durham Rescue, Raleigh Homeless Shelter, Raleigh Women Prison. The main volunteers are Lalit Mahadeshwar, Paresh Munshi, Suresh Poreddy, Amit Dua, and Trilok Pillai. COVID vaccination camps, which almost had like 15,000 plus vaccines administered. The main volunteers are Manisha Patel, Ritesh Patel, Neela Acharya, and Manoj Pandya. HSNC mask stitching program, which stitched more than 6,000 masks given to WakeMed and other areas, are Banu Krishnamurthy and Ramesh Vora. At this time, I would like to invite Manoj Pandya, Lalit Mahadeshwar, and the President, Manisha Patel, to come on the dais, please.
Of course.
You want to say something?
Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure. For the last 18 months, this food program is going on. We have been supplying, like Council Member Satish mentioned that, and it's been 70,000 plus. We prepare food in our commercial kitchen. We pack it and we distribute it. It's been fully supported by the community, funded by the community. On an average, $3,000 to $4,000 donations community gives, and hundreds of volunteers. It's absolutely, we have to give few names, but it's absolutely community volunteered. Plus the vaccination camp, there were 7,500 people got the advantages of 8 to 9 vaccination camps, and the mass teachers, and we do so many other programs. The best part is the food program is our regular feeder. So thank you so much, Town of Morrisville, for the vaccination camp and council members' support and the community support. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Garamella. That is very inspiring. At this time, Town Clerk Smith, please ask any who have signed up to provide public comments to approach the microphone at this time for up to 3 minutes. Is anyone signed up tonight?
No, sir. There was no one signed up for public comments, and there's no one at FS1 that wants to provide comments either.
Didn't hear the last part of what you said.
There's no residents at Fire Station 1 that would like to provide public comment either.
Okay. Did we receive any email comments or anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, now our town clerk, Eric Smith, will now facilitate the oath of office ceremony for our recently elected officials.
Thank you, Mayor Cawley. First to be sworn in is going to be Mayor T.J. Cawley. He's going to be sworn in by Senator Jay Chaudhry. He is joined at the dais by his wife, Kathy Cawley, daughter, Shannon Cawley, son, Ryan Cawley, father, Tom Cawley, and brother, Chris Cawley.
You guys are going to hold it. I'm going to do this. You can take it off just for this part if you want.
Okay. Congratulations, Mayor, on your re-election, and congratulations to your family that's made a great sacrifice. Are you prepared to take the oath of office?
I am, sir.
Okay. So you will repeat after me?
No, you just read the whole
Do the whole thing?
I'll
Okay.
say,
All right. We will do that then. I'll say we'll move along quickly then. I, T.J. Cawley, do solemnly swear solemnly and sincerely swear that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States, that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that I will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God. I, T.J. Qualley, do swear that I will well and truly execute the duties of my office as mayor of the town of Morrisville according to the best of my skill and ability, according to the law, so help me God.
I will.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Yep. There we go.
Hello all. Now I have the opportunity to just say a few words. And the words that I will say are thanks. I want to thank first my family. It is so humbling to be here, and I couldn't do it without the support of my family. When you're an elected official, you belong to not just your family, you belong to everyone. Everyone up here knows that. And you have to share yourself. And during regular service, that can be difficult. During campaign season, it's like having a whole nother job. So really appreciate your guys' support all through the time. And I have newfound respect for everyone on the council who has full-time jobs and our candidates. Kudos to all of you who were able to do that, because that's really difficult. Next, I'd like to thank the volunteer team, campaign team that helped me get elected, and all the volunteers all throughout town who didn't just help me, but helped all the candidates. It's so important for people to be involved and engaged. And I really appreciate everyone who held house parties for everyone and got out and talked to people and spread the message about how we can make Morrisville a better place to live. Many people, I got a chance to speak to them at their doors, and thank you for answering the doors. I know during COVID that was a little bit difficult sometimes, but it was important, and I think we all got a chance to speak to more residents than we would otherwise. And a lot of them told me what they think we could be doing differently or better over the next 4 years. And I take that information, as all of us do, and we bring it to staff, and then staff makes good of it and tries to take those ideas and implement them. And we have a world-class staff, and it's really incredible. It's been led by Town Manager Page and Assistant Town Manager Brandon Zudema. They have a team that's doing great work, and that is the reason that we are an all-America city. That is the reason that Money Magazine chose us to be the 10th best place to live in America, and we are #1 in North Carolina. It's because of our staff, and they are working 24/7, 365 days a year to try to make this town even better. So kudos to the staff. We couldn't do what we do without the staff. And the residents who give us the information and are part of the town, they are so important, and we really appreciate them. And from here, I want to talk a little bit about our future. And that is really going to be about our town center. It's going to be connecting our greenways, having more parks and recreation, acquiring more land, connecting our greenways, sidewalk connectivity, and it's going to be really important to also address our roadways. We're working on intersection improvements because everyone knows that for Morrisville, that is our biggest pain point, and we're going to make that happen. We're also concentrating a lot on our public safety. We are, thankfully, the residents passed our bond referendums, which include a new fire station. So you may or may not know it, but we are one of the few towns in North Carolina that has so many accredited departments. We are so very fortunate. We have our Public Works Department is accredited, our Parks and Rec, our police, and our fire department are all accredited. In addition, our fire department is ISO 1 rated, which is the best you can be. Very few towns have that. So we are so very proud, and the future is definitely bright. And right now, we are the #1 place in North Carolina. There is no reason when we all come together and work together as a team that we can't continue to be #1. And the next time Money Magazine goes ahead and considers Morrisville as one of the top-ranked places, I think that we can make it to #1. So thank you all. Appreciate you. I am honored and humbled to continue to serve this town, which I call my home. And it is my overall goal to make this a place where all the children who live here now, after they go to school or have their careers, they want to come back and raise their families here in Morrisville and think of this as their hometown, because it is mine. And thank you very much, and have a great evening. Thanks for being here.
Councilmember Donna Fender will be sworn in by Senator Wiley Nickel. She is joined at the dais by her son, Evan Pantry.
All right, can you hear me? I am very glad to be here with Donna Fender, a dedicated public servant whose work on sustainability has helped make Morrisville an all-America city. I'll read it and you'll affirm at the end?
Yes.
All right. I, Donna Fender, do solemnly and sincerely swear that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States, that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that I will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of my ability, so help me God. I, Donna Fender, do swear that I will well and truly execute the duties of my office as council member of the town of Morrisville according to the best of my skill and ability, according to the law, so help me God.
I will.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go sign it. Senator Nickel, if you could join her over there to sign the documents. Thank you, sir.
I'm going to detach this, maybe. All right. So I never thought I'd be up here again, but it's pretty cool to be up here and see all of you, and grateful to be here, and very glad all of you guys are here with us today. So like Mayor Cawley, I want to thank the staff. We couldn't do any of this without them, and they do really work hard every day. And they, as Mayor Cawley said, they're world-class town staff. And like I've told Town Manager Paige recently, she's my favorite town manager of all time. Assistant Town Manager Brandon Zudma is my favorite assistant town manager as well. And seriously, I don't think we could have better town manager or assistant town manager than what we have. So very grateful, and I've enjoyed working with both of you the past 2 years. So
Then I would like to thank my son, who has now been through 2 campaigns with me and put up with me through all of that. He was fortunate to get off easy this time. He didn't have to do any lit drops or pole greet this time, so I'm sure he's extremely grateful. Evan, I'm very proud of you. You're growing into a very wonderful young man, and I am proud to be your mom. Next, I'd like to thank my good friend Tom Kane. He stood beside me 2 years ago through the campaign, and he stood beside me this time and supported me all along. So I couldn't have done it with him either. So thank you, Tom. And then I really want to thank Betsy O'Connor and her husband, Kevin. Betsy worked her butt off 2 years ago on my campaign and Ann's campaign, and then she wasn't able to be here. She was in Phoenix receiving her own accolades. So extremely happy that she gets to be here this year. And then thank Kevin, because as we all know, behind every great woman is a great man. So thank you. And I'd like to thank Beth and Steve Lauderdale. You've been great neighbors, and I've enjoyed being your friends. And then lastly, Jim Simmons, I've enjoyed getting to know you over the past months, and you are a very sincere, authentic person, and it's wonderful being your neighbor. Lastly, I'd hoped, I invited Kathy Sales, who's our HOA president in Kitts Creek, and she wasn't able to make it. And I said lastly, but I was wrong. Lastly, I want to thank Ernestina, Patricia, and Ernestina's brother, Chris, for being here. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce your last name because I'm sure I would get it completely wrong. But I met Ernestina and Patricia this summer when they were handing out meals at the Morrisville Elementary. And I was especially impressed with Patricia's poise and confidence for a 15-year-old. And I know I did not, when I was 15, I did not have near the confidence and poise that you do. So you're doing well, and look for you to go far. So I first want to talk about racism. I know what you're all thinking. Really, Donna? Do we really got to talk about racism? And the answer is yes, we do. I know it makes people uncomfortable, and it is awkward to talk about racism, and it should be. Racism is wrong, and in an ideal world, we would not have racism. As MLK is famous for saying, I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. I have that dream too, but unfortunately, we're not there yet. So I heard a rumor that the people in Kitts Creek are racist. It pains me to hear this. I am sure there are some people in Kitts Creek that are racist, just as there are everywhere. And we all have some level of unconscious bias. But in general, I don't think the residents in Kitts Creek are racist. Maybe they are. I don't think so, but I'm a white person. And I will never know what it's like to walk through this life with brown skin. Just like I will never know what it's like to be a 7-foot tall basketball player. I'm stuck in this 5'1" body, in my skin. But I will say this. I know the people that live in Kitts Creek and live in Morrisville are there because we want to be there. We could have moved to West Cary, Clayton, Wake Forest, but we're in Morrisville because I know I'm in Morrisville because I value the diversity that we have here. There's probably 20 or 30 countries that are represented in our neighborhood alone. We have people from India, Nepal, Singapore, Malaysia, Burma, Russia, Ukraine. It's pretty amazing that we live in a community where families from India and Pakistan live side by side. Families from Russia and Ukraine live harmoniously together. So, I think most of us are here because we really do have something special in Morrisville. You don't find this many other places. New York City, but that's a big city. We're in a small town with a lot of diversity. That being said, I'm sure there's more we could do. I'd like to see an Indian woman on this town council. I don't understand why that's not already the case. I'd also like to see a male or female African American on the town council. Much of Morrisville was built on previous Black-owned land, but they're not represented at this time. So we need to keep moving forward because I want to live in that world where our children are judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And I hope you do too. So I'm going to talk about the future now, but a little bit about the past. 10 years ago, when I was going through a divorce, my dad sent me a poem in the mail by Ralph Waldo Emerson. He was trying to give me a little bit of support, because I'm sure that anyone's ever been through a divorce. It's not fun. It's a lot of pain. I would end up reading that same poem 3 years later at my dad's funeral. And this is how it goes. What is success? To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate the beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a little bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. To leave the world a bit better. Isn't that why we're all here? That's why members of the town council, why all of you guys decided to run as elected officials, because we want to leave the world a little bit better. That's why I'm here, to leave Morrisville a little bit better. I'm not here for myself or to boost my ego. I'm here for you all. I am here for the residents of Morrisville. I'm not here to represent Kitts Creek, a company or developer. I'm here for you and to serve you for the next 4 years, and I'm honored to do so. So I want to keep advocating for our little garden patch in Morrisville, which would include trees, parks, and green space. I want to work with town council and staff to update the town's tree preservation ordinance. And the town now has a land acquisition policy where we are prioritizing the purchasing of land before the price gets too high and turn that land into parks. We're taking positive steps. We're investing in road construction and public transportation with the Smart Shuttle. We still want to widen Chapel Hill Road and extend Airport Boulevard. I want to see the town invest in affordable housing by promoting homeownership, not just a small percentage of apartments that are only affordable for 10 years. Our town staff, police officers, and firefighters should be able to live in Morrisville. Lastly, schools. The council should consider the impact made to schools when approving rezoning requests. We haven't seemed to do that lately. Fortunately, the Wake County Public Schools will be building a middle school on the 44 acres of land beside Parkside Elementary. And we have the early college STEM high school opening next year for 9th and 10th graders. That's pretty exciting news. So we keep moving forward. And I hope all of us leave Morrisville a little bit better. And I hope that many lives have breathed a little easier because we have lived. Thank you. Let's see if I can get it back in. Thank you.
Councilmember Vicky Scroggins Johnson will be sworn in by Representative Joe John. She is joined at the dais by Greg Johnson, Elise Johnson, and Sterling Johnson.
Madam Council Member, thank you for the honor and privilege of administering the oath of office. As we have learned this evening, there are two ways of doing this, and we're going to use the alternative method of repeat after me. So if you'd be so good, place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right, and repeat after me. I state your full name, please.
I, Vicky Scroggins Johnson,
Do solemnly and sincerely swear
do solemnly and sincerely swear
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States,
that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the state of North Carolina
to the state of North Carolina
and to the constitutional powers and authorities
and to the Constitution and powers and authorities
which are or may be established
which are or may be established
for the government thereof, and that I will endeavor
and that I will endeavor
to support, maintain, and defend
to support, maintain, and defend
the Constitution of said state,
the Constitution of said state,
not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States,
not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
And I, and state your name again, please,
And I, Vicki Scroggins Johnson,
do solemnly and sincerely swear
do solemnly and sincerely swear
that I will well and truly exercise
that I will well and truly exercise
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as council member of the town of Morrisville,
as council member of the town of Morrisville,
according to the best of my skill and ability,
according to the best of my skill and ability,
according to the law,
according to the law,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How you doing, sir? If you just want to sign that outer copy, I'm going to take that one and this copy.
Well, that was the first test of the, the swearing in. I can repeat after an individual, and my short-term memory hasn't gone too far. So this is my official speech. I don't normally write things out. I like to have the highlights because it really comes from the heart for me to be reelected to my third term on the Morrisville Town Council. This is something that is meaningful because it means that what I have worked towards and hoped for the town is actually somewhat mostly on target. And I really wouldn't be here tonight without my family. And they support me every day, and they've been living a council life as well. How many events have you seen them at? They're always very supportive. I really appreciate all of the elected officials today. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to our council that you're here and you work with us and you listen to us. And together, we make Morrisville a better place. We make the county a better place. We make the state a better place because of you. Thank you so much. To my friends and supporters, I wouldn't be here without you either. Sometimes I was like, should we keep going? And they were like, yes, let's do this. And that means a lot because people who stick with you really are the true supporters. And of course, the community, I wouldn't be here with any of you because you made the difference, and you are helping us identify the way forward to the future of Morrisville. And what I'd like to share with you tonight is a little bit of Morrisville history, as I know you've heard a lot about the good things that we're going to do, and I'm sure Councilmember Rao has some more, so I thought I'd switch it up a bit. First of all, I'd like to share that I am not a North Carolina native. I am from Michigan. And I was born and raised in a small town in northern Michigan where I was an outsider my whole life. My father had moved to Michigan from Wisconsin 2 years before, and we lived in a small town where there was 3 and 4 generations of people, and they all knew each other, and they were all related to each other. And I just, K through 12, I was always the outsider. But I was accepted. And it was good. When I had graduated from college and worked a few years, I had an opportunity to move to North Carolina. And I said, sure, why not? It's going to be okay if I'm an outsider because I'm used to it. So I moved to North Carolina, and I was a little bit nervous, and I met my neighbors, and they were not from North Carolina, or either were the next neighbors or the next neighbors. Morrisville was so welcoming. The people were so welcoming because almost nobody was originally from the area. Morrisville has grown exponentially because it is a great place to live. And it's because the people are great and they're thoughtful and they're kind. So I promised you history. I'm driving around Morrisville because you want to explore your new town. And I found this really interesting street called Scoggins Avenue. So my last name is Scroggins, and not Scoggins, but I'd heard a few stories that our original name was Scoggins. So I said, okay, let's do some history here. So I found out that in 1954, there was a Scoggins and his wife that sold land to the town of Morrisville in Cedar Fork Township. And from the looks of it, because I think references are a little different now, I do believe it was where the original fire station at the railroad tracks was built. And it's not a fire station right now, but that's a little bit of history. That's kind of interesting. And he also was very innovative in the 60s and parceled off his land to create one of the first neighborhoods that we have in Morrisville. So Mr. Scoggins did quite an interesting thing. It was a little bit innovative. But my research didn't stop there. I found out that my dad's dad, couple generations, actually was called Scoggins, and I traced my family from Michigan to Texas to South Dakota to Wisconsin to North Carolina. And I found out that my third great-grandfather was born in Wake County. So I'm connected. And doing some research from the North Carolina State Archives, his father and brother paid taxes in Cedar Fork Township. So life is really a circle. And I was so concerned that I was an outsider when I was really coming home. This is my home, and this is my community. And that was pretty exciting for me. So there's your history lesson. Morrisville is a special and unique place. And it's because we're all from everywhere. We're not only from across North Carolina, but the United States and internationally, Asia and beyond. This is who we are today. We are making history every day. And although I know the previous history of Morrisville and added that to you, I am very proud to serve on the council so that we can make history together each and every day. Thank you for your kind words and support, and have a good evening.
Councilmember Steve Rao will be sworn in by Senator Wiley Nickel. He is joined at the dais by his wife, Dr. Kamal Parekh, his son, Ryan Rao, Dr. Pete Rao, Nirmala Rao, Shaya Sharma, and Dr. Rajan Parekh, retired Colonel, United States Air Force.
Leave your speech here. While you take your oath, you can leave that there.
Yeah. Well, I'm very honored to be here again. Morrisville truly is a special place, with Steve Rao, the first Indian American elected official in North Carolina, and someone who for over a decade has worked tirelessly to make Morrisville one of the best places to live in the entire United States of America. So with that, I'm ready to swear you in. I state your name.
I, Steve Sandeep Rao,
Do affirm that I will support
do affirm that I will support
the Constitution and laws of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the United States,
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the state of North Carolina
to the state of North Carolina
and to the constitutional powers
and to the constitutional powers
and authorities which are or may be established
and authorities which are or may be established
for the government thereof,
and
that I will endeavor to support, maintain and defend the Constitution of said state,
the Constitution of said state,
not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of my knowledge and ability. I hereby affirm. I state your name.
I, Steve Sandeep Rao,
Do affirm that I will well and truly execute the duties of my office as council member of the town of Morrisville,
the duties as a council member in Morrisville,
according to the best of my skill and ability,
according to the law.
I hereby affirm. Congratulations.
Thank you, Senator.
Somebody's purse.
That's Mrs. Rao's purse. Yeah. Steve's mom.
Thank you.
Yeah, read the speech.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I want to thank Senator Nickel for giving such a great oath of office. That was a little harder than I thought. Guess I am getting older, but I've got a pretty good memory. I want to thank everyone for being here today. I had to sort of rewrite my remarks because a lot of what I said was going to be was already said. So I'm going to just share with you a couple of things. But before I begin, I first want to thank my family. I would not be able to do any of the work in my public service without my best friend from college, my college sweetheart, Dr. Komal Parekh. She's really the CEO of our family. She does so much for us. So I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you so much. I want to thank my mom and dad who raised my brother and I in the hills of West Virginia, which is my favorite song, Country Roads, but we somehow made it to North Carolina. So I want to thank them. And I want to thank my children, Sonia, who's in Puerto Rico, coming back next week. She's in the GAP Scholarship from UNC Carolina, a journalism school major. And my niece, Shea, and of course, my son, Ryan, who is a junior at Panther Creek. And last but certainly not least, my parents are my heroes, but one of my greatest heroes was my late father-in-law, the late Colonel Hasmukh Parekh, who was a proud supporter of my public service and came with his wife from India in the late 70s and enlisted in the U.S. Air Force as physicians. He is a surgeon, and my mother-in-law, who is here with me today, retired like him as a colonel in the United States Air Force. Throughout my whole life, I've known the Parekh family for over half my life. I think one day I may change my name to Steve Parekh Rao because there is much a part of me as I could imagine. But I want to thank her and my father-in-law for their service to the United States of America. And I want to thank any veteran here today. I see Jim Simmons and others here. I want to thank you for your service, and anyone watching online. We thank you for your service to the United States, and we pray for our fallen soldiers, and we pray for our troops wherever they may be. So today, I just wanted to spend a few minutes with you all, just sharing with you what I think we're witnessing in Morrisville, which I call the miracle of American democracy. It really is amazing when you see what happens in our country when you have such diversity, people from all walks of life, all countries in the world coming right here to live in Morrisville. We can be united in our diversity. And we can also harness the tremendous innovation which is existing today in our economy to really to just leverage it and do great things. Here in Morrisville, I can take a smart shuttle powered by an app called Via over to Church Street Park. And I heard a rumor that Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus were on the smart shuttle. They also came to the farmer's market. But I can go to Church Street Park and I can have a banh mi sandwich, a samosa, and a pulled pork in my hand while I'm watching the Morrisville Cardinals play cricket right here in Church Street Park. Who would ever thought that would happen? Our staff in Morrisville, led by Rick Ralph and our team, Danny Riley and Billy White, all of these guys at IT, they did a great job getting the Clean Tech Innovation Award by the RTP Clean Tech Cluster. And then the next day, the mayor and I were at the Smart Cities Council meeting where we talked about how we can use data and analytics to help address traffic congestion, reduce carbon emissions, provide more transparency to government, have best practices in data, and we are home to some of the most technology-savvy residents. Some of them here in this audience today. I see some of you work at SAS, some of you work at IBM, but we want to harness that with our Smart Cities Council, and we're doing that. We want Morrisville to be the #1 technology city in the state and the nation. Sustainability with our solar array panel also. All of these great things that we're doing. And we're living connected and living well. But how did we get here? How did we get so far? Well, first of all of you here tonight, the citizens and those of you watching, we did it because of having engaged citizens who can work in a nonpartisan manner in a local level and to make things happen. We did it because of our world-class staff led by Martha Page, Brandon Zudema, all of the individuals here, the leaders of our town, the directors, our firefighters, our first responders, our police, all of it. Each and every one of you. But most importantly, our council, my all-star team in the #1 city in North Carolina, All-America City. We have more experience right here than I would challenge any city council in the state. Project management experience, engineering experience, technology experience, radio and TV experience. All of these things together is making us a championship team. And that's why we are #1. We are honored that we have the chance to lead such a great city. And in my next term, I want to do more to fund more startup incubators in our downtown. I want to do more to harness our technology and our innovation, have affordable housing, work with the council to complete our downtown, as the mayor said, have a cricket stadium. We signed a great agreement to have world-class T20 qualifiers. All of these things. So as I close out, a lot of people know I run a lot. I wrote most of the speech while I was running the Shiloh Greenway today. And I was running down, I ran past a mile marker where I saw Luther Dunstan's picture, that little mile marker there. He was the first reverend of Shiloh Church. And then I saw the picture of James Harris, who was one of the founders of scientific farming, and Luther Green, who we have a community center named after him. He actually started a baseball team, and the tremendous history we have in Morrisville, that we were the home 169 years ago when this town started of freed black slaves who would worship in Shiloh. They couldn't worship in their church because there was segregation, so they came in. And some of the last battles of the Civil War were fought here, but they were able to worship, and today that community still stands. We've been there to support them, and we love the fact that we're here. But I thought to myself as I was running, what will North Carolina say 169 years from now when they see what we've done here with all the great work? So we're doing our best to make the mark, to make a difference. So my best part of the day is when I start my day at 6:30 in the morning, taking our son Ryan to Panther Creek, and he throws on his iTunes, and he likes older music, and we put music on. But I said sometimes I put those songs when I run. But I said to myself, what songs did I run when I finished that last mile today on my run? I thought of Carrie Underwood's song, Invincible. I thought of Michael Jackson's song, Unbreakable. And then I finished it off with a little Freddie Mercury's, We Are the Champions of the World. Because in Morrisville, that's what I want to celebrate today as I begin this 4th term. We're champions. We're champions from around the world, home to immigrants like this HSNC community, all the leaders that are doing great things, like the musical Alexander Hamilton, immigrants who are getting the job done, that are coming to Morrisville. I'm proud to be the son of immigrants, But there's so many immigrants here today that are inspired by even the great work of Satish Garamella and all the work that he's doing. And so the bottom line is that we're champions because we're bringing out the best in each other. We're champions because we're resilient. We're resilient not only in how we bounce back, but how we bounce forward. And all these things we're doing in the midst of a pandemic that has killed 800,000 Americans and well over 19,000 North Carolinians. Tonight, as I close out my address, I just want to pray, all of us, for any family who has lost a loved one. And many of the immigrants who live here today who feel the distance of immigration because they can't say bye to a loved one, a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, because they can't even go and get a flight to India. There's been many people like that affected. We want you to know, if you're listening tonight, that you're not alone in your grief. So I thank you. I thank you for being champions. I thank each and every one of you for giving me a chance to be a leader on an all-American city. I say, let's be resilient, let's be forward, let's be positive, and let's get to work. We have a lot of work to do. Thank you. God bless each of you. God bless North Carolina and the United States of America. And I look forward to serving for 4 more years. Thank you.
So thank you all very much. At this time, we're going to have a ceremony of reception and welcome. So we're going to take a recess until 8 o'clock, so about 30 minutes where we can all socialize. Feel free to have some drinks out in the hallway. And feel free to join the rest of the meeting if you wish, but that's not required, of course. But once again, thank you all for joining us this evening. This has been a special evening, and we really appreciate you being part of it. So we'll reconvene at 8 o'clock. Thank you. We're now bringing this meeting back to order. It is now 8:01. And at this time, I'm going to recognize council members for council comments. We will begin with Councilmember Fender. Sorry.
I don't have any public comments. Thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Rao, please.
Well, I just wanted to wish everyone a really Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And just a couple things. First of all, I want to thank the IT team for the Smart City leadership winning the award, the Clean Tech Innovation Award, and then Rick Ralph's leadership and the team's leadership at the Smart Cities Council. Great stuff at the Deck the Halls event the fire department did. And I really want to thank the Western Rake Farmers Market for the holiday festival, and it was great seeing Santa Claus a couple of times. And I'm heard he's on his way. Everything's scheduled for a timely arrival on Christmas Eve. So if you're watching tonight, you're a little boy or girl, Santa's coming. He's vaccinated, he's boosted, he's ready. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
So just two quick comments tonight. One, we lost a very special Morrisville resident recently. Harvey Lumley passed away. And for those that are not, who don't know the Lumley family, Harvey and Mary Jo live in the Page House. It's one of the 4 historic structures here in the town of Morrisville. They have been lifelong members of the town of Morrisville and are the reason we are all here today living in such a fabulous community. They are part of the reason for the success of this town. So I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to sympathies to Mary Jo and to her family. I was able to attend the visitation and the service for Harvey and was able to tell Mary Jo in person, but just wanted publicly to let folks know how sorry we are for the loss in the Lumley family. And then the other thing I wanted to, and maybe this will be longer, it won't be as quick actually, but I've waited until now to actually make any comments on the election. If y'all remember, a couple of meetings ago, folks, some of us anyhow, made comments about the election, and I thought it was more appropriate for me to wait till tonight to make comments. So first I want to congratulate Steve and Vicki and TJ and Donna on their reelection and on their swearing-in ceremony tonight. It's an accomplishment that you all need to celebrate, and it's a time to celebrate. It's also really important to remember that this is, we have a big task at hand, and that's governing. And it's imperative and important that we also remember that it's important to turn from campaign mode to governing mode. And that goes for me too. And so starting right now, well, actually starting before this, I will let you all know, TJ, I reached out to TJ after the election, and he and I met for coffee. And I told him that day that was going to be the end of the campaign and the election for me. And I want the public to know that as well, because it's critically important that we all turn and begin governing. And it's important for our citizens, because governing and doing what is right for all our citizens is a priority. And I want my colleagues and I want the public, the residents of Morrisville, to know that that is my priority, and it always has been. And during my many years of service to this community that I love, I have proven to be a balanced, active listener, somebody who listens to understand, and I strive always to be a consensus builder, because each of us brings great value to this council. I'm dedicated to the work we do as a council, as a body. And after the campaign, I want you also to know, and I want the public to know, that I have a renewed energy and a renewed focus on the important work that we do for our citizens. I have the time and the passion to continue this work, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Each of us, again, brings great value to this council. Each of us also brings something unique to this role that we serve in, that we're so honored to be able to serve in. And I'm strongly committed to continuing the work with each of you. And as I said, I promise you that I have turned from campaign mode to governing mode. I know better than anybody how important that is. I'm looking forward to 2022 and the work ahead. I also, at this point, want to really thank our staff. You've been thanked multiple times here tonight, but I also want to extend my heartfelt thanks for all the work that you do. And many of you have heard me say this over many years. You know, we as a council set policy and make decisions, but it is our staff that brings these projects and this great work to fruition for our citizens. And I thank you all very much, and I hope each of you get the opportunity to spend holidays with family and loved ones after at least 2 years now where we have probably not had the opportunity to do that. So again, I want to thank our staff and wish all of you on council a very happy holiday. And I also hope you get to enjoy time with loved ones and family and friends. So, thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Garamella.
Thanks, Mayor. I will start by saying I want to thank our police and firefighters who especially worked all year round in matter of COVID and also during our holidays to keep our community safe. I also want to thank all our advisory committees, who worked all year round and having new initiatives planned. I'm excited about the town center and also the town retreat to guide the council collective effort to represent the needs of our community. And last but not the least, I think Martha and Brandon, you have been labeled as a world-class, manager and assistant manager, and I second that or third that. Thank you for everything that you do, and thanks to our wise man, Frank Gray, who never, no one comments on him, but I got to say, thanks for keeping us straight and doing it, and your entire staff, Martha. Thank you.
Councilmember Scroggins Johnson, please.
Thank you, Mayor. A lot of thank yous have been said tonight by me, but I would like to add a short note about the Wake Tech tour that members of the council recently took. The second building on the Wake Tech campus in RTP, which is in Morrisville town limits, will be the facility that will house the early college, Wake County Early College High School, as well as a biotech facility that is going to help train a lot of our up-and-coming workforce that is needed to support the biotech sector. It is a world-class building. It was very nice to see it before it goes into operation. They are very excited about the potential for that building. We are also going to have some space in their first building for our Park and Recs, youth programming and gaming, and we were able to take a tour of that facility as well. those of the council that didn't have a chance, I really recommend you go and check out that room because it's an immersive experience to understand what kind of environment they're creating for this gaming activity. I was just thinking it was video games, but it's a lot more about teamwork and collaboration, and that really is what our youth will gravitate towards, and I think that's a positive thing that we can offer our community. So Wake Tech is world class. I am one of the biggest fans of that institution, and I'm so pleased that Building 2 is such a success. So please check it out. Thanks.
Great. I would just like to wish everyone a safe and happy holiday season. Councilmember Rabati?
I'd also like to wish everybody a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you.
Okay. Now we're moving on to item 14, the selection of Mayor Pro Tem. At this time, we will discuss the appointment of Mayor Pro Tem. Who would like to begin? Just discussion. I recognize Councilmember Scroggins Johnson and then Councilmember Rao.
I would like to make a motion.
We're having discussion at this time first.
So can't we make a motion, get a second, then have discussion?
That's not how the red line was set up.
I believe I can make a motion if I so choose. Is that okay?
Frank?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. I think any council member is able to make a motion at any time.
Okay, I recognize Councilmember Scroggins Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. I would like to make a motion to select Liz Johnson as Mayor Pro Tem for the town of Morrisville for the appointment for the next 2 years.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that motion?
If I may elaborate my motion, and then that would be great. For the last 2 years, the council has been under COVID conditions. Shortly after our March meeting in 2020, we went into lockdown. We literally shut the town down for almost 18 months. Our newly elected council members did not even have an opportunity to engage with their committees that they were assigned. We weren't able to see each other. We could barely talk with each other, in a more personal way outside of meetings. It was a very difficult time. And through that, I saw how Mayor TJ and Liz worked through the crisis together, trying to get us through COVID with the various steps, with the town resolutions that we needed to do. I watched as we communicated as a council and how we worked together through that crisis. And I'm very grateful for that leadership and what I saw as the two of you working together. Not always agreeing, because none of us always agree, but I felt like that is a good team. And because now we're starting to see a non-COVID condition or a hybrid, I think it would be nice to see the two of you work together in the future in the next 2 years. I think we are going to see a lot more opportunities outside of council meetings as we grow as an entire council, and I think that this is something that would help our council. Plus, both of you had a lot of experience before COVID hit, so that, to me, that's a good team. So that's why I nominated Liz. Thank you.
Thank you. I first saw Councilmember Rao raise his thing. Was that for something else?
No, I don't have a comment. I know that some council members have approached me about Mayor Pro Tem, and I've done it before, but I just don't want to, I'm happy serving right now where I'm at, and I think experience is what we need, and hopefully can do it maybe some other time, but that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Fender.
I really like the idea of staying with Mayor Pro Tem Johnson for the next 2 years. I think, her experience and the two of you working together make a good team, and I think we need to stay moving forward with that.
Thank you. Councilmember Rabati?
Yeah, I would also be in favor of Mayor Pro Tem for another 2 years. I think that, as Vicki said, that Liz did a great job with what there was, but the conditions were so crazy that I think that it would be great to see what we can accomplish, what you two can accomplish as a team, what we can accomplish as a council when we can actually be in the same room together. And I would be 100% on board with that. I think it's a great idea.
Okay, Councilmember Garamella?
No, I do agree because we went through the darkest period, and I think you both reaching out continuously during the COVID time and still the town developing and we were not slowing down. So it was a good job, and I think the best is yet to come with the COVID, getting hopefully over, and I think that would be the best team to work together.
Okay. Any other comments? Would you like to make a comment, Mayor Pro Tem?
No, I don't know whether I should make a comment now or after the vote, but I'll make a comment. I appreciate all the comments, and I appreciate the confidence, and I thank you for that. It means a lot to me, so thank you. Thank you.
Okay. We have a vote properly seconded. All those in favor of Mayor Pro Tem Johnson continuing as Mayor Pro Tem for another 2 years, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that carries unanimously 7-0. Congratulations. Would you like to make a comment now?
Yes, I'll make another comment. Thank you all very much. Again, thank you for the confidence in me. And I already made some comments, and I meant them. It is really important to me that we work as a team. Over the years, I've talked about in my career at IBM, and even at first as a teacher, and then in my role as in all the volunteer positions that I serve in. I thrive in a really good functioning team, and that matters to me. And you've seen me in the last 2 years and the work that I do, and that won't change. I think it's critically important that each one of us our thoughts and ideas are incorporated into solutions, and I really strive hard to do that. And I do that because I don't think I or any one of us has the right and final answer and solution. I think together we get there, and that matters to me. And you have my promise that I will continue to do that moving forward. So thank you very much.
I look forward to it as well. We have the same 7 people, but this is a new council. And as we are all committed to open communication and to being a better team, we will be. And we're looking forward to making the future even better than the past. I see that Councilmember Rabati maybe wants to make a comment.
I just want to say one thing, which is, it's a brand new council, but also I feel like the voters spoke and gave us back the same council, and I don't think it's because of any one of us, but I think it's because as a group, we are strong, we're united, we move forward, we get things done. I think that Mayor Pro Tem Johnson was, being the Mayor Pro Tem is an extension of that, and I'm happy about this, and I think that it's a good call.
Okay. Excellent.
Can I make one more comment?
Of course.
So thank you for saying that, Ann, because one of the things I thought about saying was that, to me, the voters did say continuity matters, status quo matters, and I did not use those words because I was not sure if they were offensive or would be receptive or...
Yeah, I don't worry about stuff like that.
So I agree with you, Ann. So I just want to say thank you for that. I appreciate that. I think that's what I heard too. I heard a lot of things during this campaign, but that's one of them I heard too. So thank you.
Okay. Moving on to the next item, there's one action item on the agenda this evening, a resolution appointing town council members to regional committee vacancies. I've reached out to each of the council members on this topic and found that most are generally content to continue serving in their current roles for regional appointments, but we are going to have discussion about that and confirm it or change it. It's an open discussion, so we're starting essentially from wherever we want. So I'll recognize Mayor Pro Tem, and then Councilmember Rabadi, and then Councilmember Scroggins-Johnson.
So I'm just going to repeat what Councilmember Scroggins-Johnson said. I think she worded it perfectly. I think the last 2 years, we each did not have the opportunity to fulfill the roles that we wanted to on these committees because of the pandemic. I think, I'm not sure, I know the one committee I was on came to an actual halt last year, and it took a while to restart, and only recently have they had even one meeting in person, and those in-person meetings matter. There's a lot that we miss when we're not all together. So anyhow, I just wanted to repeat what Councilmember Scroggins-Johnson said, that, you know, kind of a do-over or repeat is probably not a bad thing. So, and you led with that. So those are just my comments. Thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Rabadi, followed by Councilmember Scroggins-Johnson, please.
Yeah, I noticed on the list that there was no alternate on the committee that Councilmember Rao will be serving on, and if it's okay, I would like to ask to be appointed as an alternate to that committee.
Okay, so can we get clarification on that? Town Clerk Smith, otherwise I'll try to find it real quick.
Which committee was she referring to, Mayor Colley?
Just click at the 2019.
Do you know in particular which one that was, Councilmember Rabadi?
It was, I know
Smart
it
growth.
wasn't smart, I'm sorry?
Is it smart growth?
You are the appointee to Smart Growth.
Right. Steve is the appointee to, God.
So I'm looking at he's an alternate. It might help, Eric, can you bring
Yeah, I
up
can pull that
the
up.
resolution
Yeah, that
maybe
would
from
really
last,
help, actually.
2 years ago? That might,
Because that's what I was looking at it when I thought, okay. It is the, oh, I'm wrong. I'm sorry, it's Mayor Pro Tem Johnson. The Jordan Lake One Water Committee, if I could be the alternate on that committee, I am really interested in it.
Okay, can we direct staff to investigate whether or not it's possible to have an alternate to that committee? When I first joined it, it was a little less formal, but it may have been formalized over the last couple of years to have actual appointees and alternates. So I would support that if it's okay with the Jordan Lake One Water Group.
Yeah.
Would everyone be okay with that?
I mean,
Yeah.
for Councilmember Rabadi, I mean, for me, I would be honored to work with you on this committee, and whether you're an alternate or not the alternate, we can work together. So I'm fine with that. I think it's great.
Okay. Does that meet your needs at this time, Councilmember Rabadi?
Yeah, that would be great. I guess I didn't know that there were some committees that got to have alternates and some that weren't. So, yeah, that's fine.
yeah,
If
and
I can, that'd be great.
I'm fine with that too, Ann. It's, I think Mayor has it right. I think we asked staff to verify that we can have an alternate. I honestly don't know the answer to that, and I'm the one on that committee right now. So,
Okay.
I'm not sure how to answer that myself.
Anything else, Councilmember Rabadi?
I think I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Scroggins-Johnson, please.
I just wanted to reiterate some of the comments that I had about Mayor Pro Tem Johnson. Congratulations. That we really need a reset or a do-over. And the appointments that we had 2 years ago, it would be really nice if we could actually go to those meetings in the future and for the next 2 years. With the, addition of Councilmember Rabadi being an alternate to the committee regarding the water. But everything else is the same. I would be in support of that because I think it's just letting us do what we wanted to do that we didn't have a chance to do. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Garamella, please, followed by Councilmember Fender.
No, I do agree because we really didn't get a chance, and when the meetings open up in person than Zoom calls, I think we get better value add. and to continue the same team is good for all of us.
Okay. Thank you. Councilmember Fender, please.
Yeah, I agree with what folks been saying, to continue on with our current appointment. The only thing I will add is I would eventually be interested in being on the Campo committee and or the Triangle J Council of Government Board of Delegates. Maybe 2 years from now.
Okay. Sounds great. Would anyone like a first shot before we circle back? Mayor Pro Tem.
So I just want, so everybody knows, because this has been a very unusual 2 years. I think I'm looking at, I want to say all of these, and I'm correct in saying that, almost all of these. Probably the Western Wake Partners Policy Advisory Committee is different, but the rest of them, anybody can attend at any time. You're able to attend, and even the Campo meetings, you can sit in at those meetings. I think they're still virtual, but right. So keep that in mind too, that these are open to each one of us if we care to
Just like
participate
our
now.
resident committee meetings here in the town.
Yeah.
Very similar in that way. Okay, so a little bit loose, but I'd entertain a motion to retain the same committees and add Councilmember Rabati as an alternate to the Jordan Lake One Water if that organization allows it. Would anyone like to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second. I have a motion and a second from Councilmember Garamella. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that carries unanimously as well. We're having a very good evening for that. At this time, we're at item 16, future meetings, events, and citizen involvement opportunities. We're coming into the holiday season, so fewer of those. So I'm just going to say that this is our only meeting in December. Our next regular meeting will be on Tuesday, January 11th at 6 p.m. again. We will be closed as a town for the following days due to the holidays. Our first responders and emergency services are always open, however, just so you know. Thursday, December 3rd, we are closed. Friday, December 24th. Monday, December 27th, and Friday, December 31st. And just please note, when town is on holiday, those dates, the Smart Shuttle is on holiday as well. But otherwise, the Smart Shuttle will be operating under normal hours. As always, for a full listing of events, please see the town calendar at www.townofmorrisville.org. And there are some upcoming events that you can find on social media. So please be aware of those and keep an eye on our social media. And I'd like to apologize at this time because I meant to recognize Town Manager Page during council comments. Was there anything from staff that you wanted to discuss? Sorry, I skipped over that.
Thank you, Mayor. Last meeting, but just a little bit of homework. I sent to council just a preliminary memo about prompting you to think about how you want your retreat to be. And sort of outlined the things staff was aware of that either you had talked about or we'd like to present to you. But before we started filling in content, getting any thoughts and ideas you had, and have requested, if possible, to get any of that feedback by December 7th. It'll just make our work session on January 14th more efficient to get ready for your January 28th retreat. And I mentioned this to the mayor and to a couple others that have asked me about it. When we polled you about what you wanted for your retreat, it was sort of 50-50 as much as it can be about staying nearby or staying in town. So those options are still something that we want to hear from you about as well so that we can make final plans. Thank you.
So at this time, if anyone would like to share their thoughts on that, I would share that for a lot of the reasons we just said, it's a bit of a reset, and I think it would be really nice and important for us to spend a little bit of time nearby, but also overnight at a nearby hotel. That was brought up by Councilmember Scroggins-Johnson a little while ago, and I think that's a great idea and gives us the opportunity to do a little more bonding that we haven't had a chance to do. But that's just one thought out of 7. So if anyone else wants to chime in now, we can have a discussion about it. and hear people's thoughts, pro and con. Councilmember Scroggins Johnson.
So I'll take credit for the, stay local, but not in Morrisville. I really think it'd be important that we get together as a council and do that reset. But I really strongly recommend Durham, downtown Durham, because DFI, who is working with the town of Morrisville on the vision and the various steps to developing our downtown, also worked on projects in downtown Durham. And during the retreat, we would have an opportunity to walk through some of the areas that they worked on and hear the story. And I think that insight might give us some more ideas about our own project and things that we could do. So, I mean, it's just amazing that in our backyard, we have such a potential to gain more knowledge and insight. So I really would like us to consider being off-site but nearby. So thank you.
Councilmember Fender, please.
I concur. I like that idea. It's a good idea.
So,
Good compromise between staying nearby and going out of town.
so
Councilmember Garamella.
are you guys saying like to stay in a hotel in Durham overnight? That's okay. Like I think
You can do it.
I can. Yeah,
Will dogs be allowed, is the
that's the
question.
thing, that's my problem.
Okay. Would anyone else like to chime in? Otherwise, please just share your thoughts with Town Manager Page when you get a chance. She's looking to help herd the cats, and we want to make it easy on her, especially over the holidays. We all have better things to do. Okay. Excellent. Anything else for the good of the order, Town Manager Page?
No, sir.
Okay. We are going to adjourn. I'd like to thank everyone for watching this meeting of the Morrisville Town Council. It was a special night, so thank you very much for joining us. We hope that you plan to join us again. Please feel free to email your Town Council members at towncouncil@townofmorrisville.org or visit www.townofmorrisville.org/council for additional contact information. Is there at this time a motion and second to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Councilmember Garamella, followed by, I'll have to let Town Clerk Smith decide who did the second. All those in favor of saying, running, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is unanimous. We are adjourned for 2021. Thank you all very much and have a happy holiday season. It's 8:32.
Everyone.